and gentlemen, welcome back to the Summit Europe presented by Twitch. We've had a long break in the European division. Only one team will qualify. There's 4 teams remaining here in the playoffs. Dog have already made their way into the winners bracket finals. As for rox.kis, they lost their first match. It was this past weekend, so they've dropped down. They're not eliminated yet. The match we have coming up for you now is Fnatic versus PR. Best of 3. Winner plays Dog. Loser plays Rox. And well, the winner, one best of 3 and one best of 5 away from coming here to Los Angeles, joining Vici Gaming, DK, Navi, and 2 American teams to be decided. I'm your host, LD of Beyond the Summit, and with that being said, draft's underway. Let's hop into it. So on the dire side, we have Fnatic. This is just game 1. The teams, we had some Steam connectivity issues and then some loading issues, so we had a few delays, but the team's wasting no time in getting the draft underway. First overall pick, Centaur for Fnatic, and on the side of Power Rangers, they'll go for the Bane Sand King, so you get some good gank potential here, some good setup. The one interesting hero I'm noticing is missing is that Ancient Apparition. He has been just auto-pick ban material in the Chinese scene, but not the case here in Fnatic versus PR. The classic CIS support in the Bane is the choice instead. And in terms of the bans, the only thing that's a bit unusual is compared to the games I've been casting is the first stage Wisp ban, but it's Fnatic. You don't give Big Daddy his Wisp. So, yeah. Mirana banned in the first stage as well. That's slightly unusual, but Mirana's a pretty versatile hero. Fnatic will then remove the strong pushing carries. So they get the Lone Druid banned. They remove out the Viper. Heroes that work well in terms of taking down towers. Viper because he builds a fast mech and is tanky and can siege effectively. And Nether Toxin does work on buildings as well at half damage. And then, of course, Lone Druid is just a siege monster on the building. So both of these are pretty good pushing carries. Fnatic going for the tree now. I wonder if they're thinking about something like a Lich here. Tree Lich. You ban out the pushing carries. Good luck taking towers. Especially if you're Power Rangers. We've gone Bane, Sand King. They've not gotten too much in terms of tower killing as of yet. Just good gank so far. They'll remove the Disruptor. Then they ban out the Shadow Demon. So perhaps looking towards something like a Puck here. What else is Disruptor particularly good against? He's good against Bat, but Bat's already removed. Can be slightly annoying for Sand King, although generally you can just hide in the trees with Blink Dagger. So, not sure about this Disruptor ban, but Wind Ranger's a pick for Power Rangers. So, it looks like a farmy Wind Ranger, something we have not seen a ton of. Wind Ranger's a pretty versatile farmer. She can go solo mid. She's okay in the offlane, depending on the matchup. The main issue is that she can't really go to the jungle, so if she gets shut down in the lane early, there's not really a great plan B for her. I do like her in aggressive farming tri-lanes as well, though. She's got 600 range, good attack, animation, and damage, and definitely an option there if they want to take an aggressive tri-lane. They're on Dire side, so their tri-lane is a bit stronger than it would be on Radiant. As for Fnatic, no Tiny Wisp. Maybe we see the Tiny Ogre. Probably not with the double melee already. That would be asking for trouble against Sand King. What will Fnatic do? There's also a Templar Assassin available. Puck out there as well. Some of his more go-to heroes. Tia also a hero that Power Rangers like to run for Scandal quite a bit. So his signature Invoker did get removed, but Fnatic will go for the Hani Storm. So it suggests probably a Lifestealer follow-up. They were running quite a bit of Trixie Ember a few weeks back, but with the changes to Ember Spirit and him just not being quite as strong nowadays, and nothing really to buff him up, just Tree Living Armor, but no Empower, no Ion Shell from a Darkseer. I'm feeling like the Ember maybe not the choice. Era has played the Centaur, though, so if they want to go that route, they could put the Centaur for Era in the offlane. They can run the Hani Storm mid, and they could also run Era Storm, something they've done as well. So that's the nice thing for Fnatic here, is they've been pretty flexible with how they've assigned their heroes in the past, that you don't know 100% what they're going to do. They can run Era Storm safe lane, they can run Hani Storm mid, they can run Era in the Centaur offlane, Hani Storm mid, and then go for another core for Trixie. It is not the easiest team to draft against, not knowing how they want to lane this and who's going to be playing what heroes. Of course, if you're just joining us, guys, this is a best of 3 Power Rangers versus Fnatic winner. Moves on, and we'll play Dog in the winners bracket finals. You win that match, you win one more best of 5 in the grand finals for Europe, and you join us here in Los Angeles for $110,000+. That prize pool. Actually, I haven't checked it today, but it's probably grown a little bit since the last time I saw it.
Fnatic's
And
turn
I believe
to
there
pick.
was an audio issue, but should be fixed now, guys, so do apologize for that. Power Rangers go Death Prophet. So despite the Lone Druid and Viper bans, they'll still find a pushing carry. And that's kind of the issue with banning out quote-unquote pushing carries, is there's a lot of options. There's also the Pugna that you can pick up if you want to go for that. But Death Prophet scaling a bit better into the late game and also offer you more punch. Pugna more taken for his ability to take very fast towers, not
10
so much for his
seconds
ability to be a
remaining.
presence and threat in late game team fights. Although Ward is pretty strong
5
for that.
seconds
So they go
remaining.
Death Prophet and Fnatic. Do they go Lich? How committed are they to this push? I don't think the Lich
Reserve
tree
time.
is going to be that effective against Death Prophet, though. You won't have the attack speed slow benefit versus the Ghosts. You do still get the plus armor, but the Ghosts attack very quickly, so Treant armor will be shredded. And so I feel like for Fnatic, this tree pick has to be more about winning the lanes, not about defending their towers. If they want to defend towers, Lifestealer is an option, but Power Rangers have a lot of options to deal with that. They have Shackle Shot, Wind Run, Sand King who's elusive, Bane who can grip or sleep him. They are well equipped to deal with a Lifestealer pick, which then what do Fnatic do? You can't, if you don't run your Lifestealer bombs, you can't really defend your towers. Well, apparently you go Shadow Fiend. So
Radiant
this will be the
team
Hani hero
ban.
then. Hani, Shadow Fiend mid, the Aerostorm in the safe lane. And just waiting for that last pick. They will need a second support here. Maybe we see a jungler, because the one issue with Death Prophet is she is very squishy, very gankable in the laning stage. She has
10
decent move
seconds
speed if you go for the standard build, which is skipping your silence early and just leveling up
5
Witchcraft and
seconds
Crypt Swarm.
remaining.
So she's pretty fast, but you catch her, she's dead. Power Rangers will ban Lion, so
Fnatic's
looking
turn
for
to
more
ban.
lockdown from a support as the choice for Fnatic. Lion is actually a hero that I feel Power Rangers would have been wanting if they didn't already have banned Sand King. Not one on Power Rangers is hugely difficult to lock down. Lion is a nice choice
10
just for
seconds
burst damage,
remaining.
but I feel like they need more laning pressure and presence. You don't want to let Sand King
5
just free from the
seconds
jungle,
remaining.
and you want to try and punish the Death Prophet early on. Then again, it's a Shadow Fiend mid, so
Reserve time.
you don't have the best ganking duo. Fnatic, in terms of lockdown, they have Blink Stomp and they have Storm Pull, so they are a bit light there. Okay, Line Band does. It makes a decent amount of sense. Fnatic, one more band to go. Power Rangers will need potentially their safe
10
lane farmer. They
seconds
could run the Death
remaining.
Prophet mid, Windrunner off lane. They could run the Windrunner mid, Death Prophet
Radiant
safe lane,
team pick.
or they could run Death Prophet mid, Windrunner off lane, and pick up a different carry. So they've got some flexibility here. And Fnatic will ban the Bristleback. They do not like these tanky pushing carries whatsoever. And Dota TV,
Templar Assassin.
well,
Fnatic's
doesn't seem to be
turn to
working
pick.
here very well. We'll try and fix that real quickly. Sorry, guys. Not sure what's going on. I may need to restart Dota 2. Let's see. Hello? Hello, hello? Okay, it seems to be barely moving.
10 seconds remaining.
Witch Doctor.
And, okay, there we go. Looks like the audio is better now, guys. Sorry about that. Do apologize to everyone who was missing the draft cast, but you should be good for the rest of the game, so do let me know if there's any issues. We'll try and get them resolved. And, well, away we go. They do go for the Scandal TA in the end. Something I mentioned that PR like to run, but surprised it was actually even slipping through the slate. To be fair, the Death Prophet could have been the mid pick, and I guess Fnatic weren't 100% sure, but this will give Power Rangers a nice matchup. The TA versus Shadow Fiend, that's a matchup the TA can dominate. And on the Dire side, the Shadow Fiend pick is not as scary, so I do like that quite a bit. And, well, let's introduce the teams here. Game 1 of a best-of-3
Prepare
Fnatic
for
on the Dire
battle.
side. You're watching the Summit Europe, and away we go. Trixie, your Centaur Windrunner. No-Tail Big Daddy on the Witch Doctor. We've got Hani handling the solo mid Shadow Fiend, Fly, the Treant Protector, and that will leave Era playing the Storm Spirit. So he'll be your safe lane farmer. And on the Radiant side, we've got the mighty morphing Power Rangers. Cheshire Cat, your Death Prophet. Scandal, the solo mid TA. Towards the top lane, we'll go J4, handling that support Sand King. So it looks like PR may go aggressive here. FNG on the support Bane, and that leaves Moon on the farming Wind Ranger. This is very reminiscent of old school Orange esports. I say old school. looking back like to prior to TI3, they would do this a lot with Ohio on the Wind Ranger. Now, generally when you do the aggressive try-and Wind Ranger, the goal is to shut down a safe lane farmer, normally a melee hero along the lines of an anti-mage or a Spectre, but Fnatic are not appearing to be matching up against this at least yet. Let's see if they go defensive tri-lane. If they do, this could be quite a good matchup. Although as I say that, maybe it will be a dual lane in the end. Dual lanes are a lot safer. If you run a tri-lane and you get shut down, you're just screwed for the laning stage. Especially running these supports. Running Bane, Sand King. You can't fall behind early. You need the fast Blink Dagger. You need your level 6. Both teams are plopping down their observer wards here.
The
and
battle begins.
FNG trying to be a bit cute in the woods. But the rune spawns bottom, so no find there on Mr. Big Daddy. J4 will head back towards mid. So they run the Death Prophet safe lane for Power Rangers. She'll actually get a 1v1. Thinking, okay, he will head top. So they will go aggressive tri-lane in the end. But they'll get a 1v1 for Death Prophet up against the Centaur. Not the easiest hero to harass, but Death Prophet shouldn't die to this. Although, well, actually her move speed's a little bit low. 280 to 300. Cheshire Cat will have to be careful, but once he gets boots, he should be in okay shape. What's that, Brian? Okay. Well, J4 comes in now. He'll set up a sleep. The Burrow Strike will follow. Is there a Shackle Shot? Yes, there is. First Blood probably going the way of PR. They try to bring down FNG first. The cast secures the kill. No Daddy. Big Daddy. Whatever. No tail. He turns it around. That looked bad, but that early Leech Seed giving some value there. And K-Pop was just mentioning that Death Prophet has one of the lowest base move speeds because of the passive. But yeah, effectively, once you start getting the passive, it's not really an issue. So she'll get boots, and she should free farm. TA should do well mid against Shadow Fiend. Both heroes. Scandal was pulled. Hani was pulled, so pretty standard stuff in this matchup. But Hani having a good first wave, and that is pretty important. If you don't have a good first wave or two, and you're up against TA, she gets the level 2 refraction, and you really struggle for last hits. So Power Rangers, first blood against in an aggressive try, and that is not a good start. You give Tree a fast level 2. Zenki will be farming some neutrals here, though, and farming these dire creeps as well. Not too shabby. So they'll get their level 2s online pretty quickly, and Power Rangers as well. And at the same time, Fnatic off to a good start here. Who actually got the first blood? It was the Witch Doctor. So we already see a Bassie up, and we'll see a Bassie come out for Wind Ranger. And these try-on-try scenarios, which, truth be told, I'm feeling like I'm busting out a dusty old tome, but yeah, they don't happen much nowadays, try-on-try. But when you're in this matchup, getting early reign of Bassie, getting boots, and getting Magic Stick are by far the most important items in the matchup. Era's getting aggressive here with 7 armor. He's not afraid. The Burrow Strike next on 2. In comes the casket. Hits a few times, but J4 just goes invis. Can they kill off Era? The Witch Doctor heals, keep him alive. It's not long enough, though. Moon might fall for this. He might pay for his insolence. He's got a shackle. Can't get it off. Another Burrow, but that actually whiffs. Only hits a creep. Now J4's on the run. No mana, no cooldown for a Sandstorm. He will be forced back. And in the end, another 1-for-1. The Wind Ranger going down, though, and the Storm also paying the price. So both cores will fall. It's a pretty even trade. I guess it's a little bit better for Power Rangers since Moon got the experience and the Storm didn't. But in the end, not too shabby for either team. So as expected, TA will pull ahead a bit in this matchup as she gets the level 4 and ideally the level 5. That's where it really gets tough for Shadow Fiend. But Hani's done a great job. Already 12 and 5. Already has close to max souls for this stage of the game. Sitting at 12. Just leveled up his Necromastery. So has a haste turn as well. This guarantees that he won't die at level 6 as long as he reserves it. Or around the time he hits level 6, I should say. Also pretty much secures him the 4-minute rune. So Hani doing much better in this matchup than the average. I would say the average is that you get out CS. TA normally out denies you, hits level 6 before you, and if she gets a lucky rune, you die. But Hani playing this one extremely well. Still, Scandal is winning in terms of CS, so he won't be too unhappy about that. Casual Zoning Cast comes out. It feels like if they had a Mirana here, they could be doing a lot more work in terms of actually getting kills. They have a Burrow Strike. They'll save it for the Storm and just retreat. You just can't fight against these heals. The Leech Seed, the right clicks, the Witch Doctor heal as well. It's too much. But yeah, I feel like if they had a Mirana instead of the Wind Ranger, they could actually be dominating this trial and getting multiple kills. You just compare the damage output of a tri-lane Wind Ranger to a Mirana, and it's really not comparable. Especially even things like just having Leap, you get extra move speed and attack speed for your whole team. anyone near where you land, that is a big difference maker. So, yeah, I'm not sure. The Mirana ban early on, though, it's not proving to be quite as effective. There's actually a first stage ban this game, so now you see why. Limits the aggressive tri-lane potential. Wrapping around. There's a sleep on the no-tail, but what's the follow-up to this? Just a burrow strike. The shackle will connect, though. The power shot finishes off the kill. But now the lead seed turnaround can come. Arrow gets one. They'll look for more, and you just can't stand against this. They do, however, have wind range or wind run available. No, the spell's still wind run. God damn it. Whatever. Stick charge is cooling down. J4 can go back with burrow strike, but the living armor here, I don't think it'll do too much. Casual Shadow Fiend Illusion comes in, trying to lend his services to the cause. Cask will connect on Moon, and it's just a bloody mess in this top lane. Wind Ranger keeps on dying repeatedly. That is death number 2 for her. And also 1 death for the Storm. So I think for Fnatic, they're pretty happy with this. They are running the defensive tri-lane, and they're trading evenly in terms of kills. And I guess the question is PR making up for it elsewhere? Yeah, they're slightly ahead in these solo matchups. But now they have traps on Scandal. Now it's time to dive. The Centaur comes out. There's a perfectly timed sleep. But with the living armor here, it would be a very tough kill. So they abandon the tri-lane. At this point, Centaur's hit level 6. It's very dangerous to stay top. Sure, his ult's on cooldown now, but even just a Centaur casual rotation into the lane can spell trouble. For the time being, there's no Observer Ward bottom. They don't actually know if he's staying here, but he is, in fact, tining out. Just Leechy experience. His blink won't be that timely. But I'm looking at Hani now, and he's got a big stack. That is a triple stack already, and well, he'll bottle up another rune. Another haste. Looks like he could be going for an early Midas. Picks up the Gloves of Haste. You can just switch into Treads if you feel like you need the extra HP, but it's a game where he's probably going to die. So you get the Midas, you somewhat secure your farm, and if you don't die, you will pull ahead. Nobody on PR is a great flash farmer. But the biggest issue here for Power Rangers is they went aggressive. They didn't convincingly win the lane, and their Sand King blink timing will not be very fast. You look at the jungle. 0 stacks for a Sand King at 6.5 minutes. He's only level 3, and he's smoking again. Centaur ult's going to be cooled down by now. 17 seconds. It should be up by the time they get here, just about. And if they don't get this kill, they're going to fall really far behind. Fnatic supports don't really need farm. If Witch Doctor doesn't get farm, if Tree doesn't get farm, whatever. But if your Sand King doesn't get a blink, your whole strategy's ruined. FNG really playing with the Fog of War here. Slip behind the tree line. Burrow Strike's available, but I don't think they have the burst damage with the living armor. The sleep, the brain set, not enough damage now. The stop comes around. Trixie's gonna live, gets the kill. Barely worth it. They do kill off the offlane Centaur, but he gets a kill before going down first, and No-Tail comes in to get that experience. So it's a slight win, but you have to remember they're sacrificing their Sand King quite a bit for this. A lot of Sand Kings at 7.5 minutes would be way, way closer to a Blink Banger. Easily like 1,200 plus gold, but, well, we'll see if he catches up in the jungle now. They did get a return kill. Moon found one on the top lane while that was going on. So your score now 5-5. And I suppose another good news, Scandal is farming decently, but Shadow Fiend is going to have Midas soon. Good move by Hani. Once the TA hits like that level 6, level 7 mark, and its first night, you're not really safe in the lane. He has living armor, but if they bring in 2 supports, he's probably going to die. So what Hani does is just goes to the jungle whenever the lane pushes. He'll double raise the wave, he'll clear it out, and then he'll go to the woods. That way the TA doesn't have an easy time fighting him. The supports will have a tougher time ganking him, and also even if they kill him, it's a bigger expense. So J4 is going to have to play catch up now. Both teams really need their blinks. Fnatic, I would say a bit less so, because they've got Storm to initiate. And they've got Centaur Stampede. So they're not as reliant on the Blink Dagger, but still the Blinks give them a lot of extra killing potential. No-Tail tries to make a move in mid, but will be spotted out by a trap here. Nicely placed by Scandal. This is a really good location. If the enemy team isn't really Roche lineup, you would generally want to drop one there. This is another... The ramps are generally great places to put down traps, because they're common areas for traffic. Obviously won't help you against smoke, but can be effective in general. Here comes Trixie. He's hit level 8. We'll rotate in mid. TA not the easiest kill, though. He really wants the Sand King. That's what he's hunting for, but J4's not here. Scouts out the jungle, says, hey, there's no Sand King. So maybe J4 cleared out a stack, but they know the Sand King's blink is the key item for PR. Without a blink on Sand King, who leads the way? TA's not really going to be able to go in first. She can, but she's not scary if she does. Bane doesn't hit level 6 yet. Cheshire Cat isn't going to be diving, so It's maybe a Shackle shot, but it's only a level 2 Shackle on Moon. Overall, I'd say Fnatic quite happy with the way this laning stage is developing. And your overall gold, slightly in favor of the Radiant, but in terms of just tempo, strategy, Shadow Fiend's got a Midas. Shadow Fiend hasn't died yet in a matchup against TA, and he got ganked. That is very good. They weathered the aggressive tri-lane, came out on top. Safe lane Death Prophet did not push down an early tower, and Sand King's Blink is a bit, in fact, quite slow this game. Like, we've seen 10-minute blinks regularly in the Chinese scene, so yeah, this is a good start for Fnatic here in game number 1. It is a best of 3, of course, so no matter what, they'll have their chances here to turn things around. In good news for Power Rangers, they have a Death Prophet, so Living Armor is not going to be very useful for keeping towers alive. If they live, you can heal them back up, but you can see there that first Living Armor just instantly eviscerated. Meanwhile, Scandal finds a double damager and does have a TP scroll. Would like to see him consider rotating bottom and joining this fight, but already the tier 1 will fall. Fnatic rotate. The Living Armor immediately just destroyed by the Death Prophet ult. Yeah, as I mentioned, just, it doesn't do much in that matchup. And they'll back off. So, TP comes to the top lane. Cheshire Cat. Up to 1900 gold. He'll defend the top push while the TA pressures mid. And they can apply a bit of split push pressure. TA's not bad for this with the bonus damage from Refraction. But, just wondering what the Death Prophet's going to build at this point. Drums is a pretty common choice. Yules is a decent option if there's any natural silences to worry about. But Era's not going for an early Orchid. He's going for Bloodstone. Something that Era actually one of the only Storm players I've seen go Bloodstone at all. As I've seen a few do it as like 5th, 6th item. But in competitive play, Treads Orchid is all the rage nowadays. Used to be Bloodstone build was the go-to build. Back in the TI2 era, I'd say G was the most notable Storm player. He played for Dare at the time, and he would often Bloodstone Rush, just take over the game. If you want a Bloodstone Rush, normally you build Arcane Boots, you disassemble them to make your Soul Booster, and you save 1,000 gold working towards the Bloodstone. Although I say that, and the last time I saw Era play Storm, he went Treads, then he went Bloodstone, which is a very unorthodox way to do it. But hey, it can work. We're not seeing a ton of action yet because, well, we're just waiting for blinks. J4 needs his blink. Centaur getting pretty close. Once those come out, blood will be shed. And, well, TA rotating back towards mid. Scandal, curious to see what he goes for. He generally seems to favor the early blink dagger, though. Scandal, not... Most TA players in the Asian scene we see have gone for the Phase Drums Yasha, which is more of your semi-carry build. And in the Western scene, it varies. We've also seen Sing Sing go for a slightly different build. He likes to rush Midas and then go into Blink Dagger BKB. More of a greedier build, a lower impact early game build, but if you're left unchecked, you could be like the Shadow Fiend. No, he'll go back for a Midas. Wow. Hani's already had his for like 3 usages. He's level 11, so Scandal's level 10, and this is with Scandal having had a huge advantage in the lane, but, well, the Shadow Fiend's caught up nicely in the jungle. And in fact, Hani's your leader in terms of net worth. Cheshire Cat working on clearing out the wave, and Shadow Fiend will Midas to creep, but here comes the Death Prophet. Problem is, what's backing up this push? No Blink Dagger on J4, and they see this as their cue to go in. Centaur will zip in, the Witch Doctor ult gets dropped, and Cheshire Cat, not long for this world. Then the Overgrowth, the 2-hero stomp, Fnatic are cleaning house. Trixie dropping low, still alive for now. The cast bounced nicely between Moon and FNG, and now they'll zip in again. They pull back in Scandal. The Shackle, not going to latch on anything. That's a problem here. The raises will come out. Scandal goes in Viz under cover of that, and he'll retreat. But Sand King dies, delaying his blink. I am really not sure why Power Rangers tried to force that. They had no Blink Dagger on the Sand King, no level 6 on FNG, and you just bought a Midas on TA. Like, why are you... And they don't have mech. Why are they trying to force a fight? That was very questionable. And sure, Fnatic, they didn't have great wards on Power Rangers. They didn't know Fnatic were going to defend that, but they have Storm and Centaur. They can jump you from pretty much anywhere. Nice defense by Fnatic, but you really have to question Power Rangers' decision to go right there. Now Scandal gets caught by a Blink Stomp. However, Refraction keeps him in fighting shape for the time being. Shackle to fly, not going to connect. And that'll end the aggression for now. You know, when you go Phase Boots, Bracer, and start with the... And like just the standard TA items, Bottle 1 first, when you go for this build, more early to mid-game oriented, It's to crush your lane and maybe find kills. But the problem is Hani was just jungling half the time. Oh, they just smoked on a Radiant Trap. I think Trixie was directly over that, but Power Rangers, let's see if they get caught by this. They could be. Just takes a cask. That's all it takes. No, now they see him. They've got a ward. So Trixie does reveal the smoke, and the jig is up. Yeah, but if you want to just... If you go the phase boots, you're expecting to snowball a bit and dominate your lane. And unfortunately, there's no one to dominate the lane against, because Hani was just in the woods. He was just stacking this camp constantly. The one thing Scandal maybe could have done was dropped a trap here to spot the Shadow Fiend stacks and potentially gank him, but overall, I'm not sure how I feel about this Power Rangers play. Picking a Death Prophet, pushing the tier 1 bottom was nice and all, but then choosing to fight right before they pick up a bunch of core items and right after they pick up a TA Midas is just, it's slightly schizophrenic play. But they do get their mech now. They still have a very strong push lineup, and the Blink Dagger comes online. This is the timing that they were probably hoping to have a minute or two ago. And let's see if they can make something happen with it now. Fnatic have great vision up here on the high ground. Observer Ward and Sentry, as well as some nice wards through the enemy jungle. So they'll spot any Power Rangers rotations. And the issue that I have for Power Rangers is what do they do once Hani gets BKB? Sure, they've got some decent physical damage, but if they can't chain stun him, and then Centaur comes in to counter-initiate with his ult, you Overgrowth, you Requiem on the top of that, you're in trouble. They'll need a very good grip to save this next team fight. Assuming we see that BKB from Hani, which is to be expected. Though not 100% guaranteed. They'll try and push this one again. Try again. If it doesn't work the first time, Shackle will connect on Trixie, but they might lose FNG to start this off. He doesn't get off the brain step, tries to run, pays with his life, even through a great epicenter on 3. J4 hasn't done enough damage. They haven't lost a single hero on Fnatic. These freaking heals are making the difference. The Witch Doctor rolled for no-tailed full duration. 2 for 1 in the end. Oh, he almost got 3. So almost winning the fight solo was the Sand King, but if they get the tower, it'll be a good trade. Hani, no BKB yet. He's just a bit short. About 600 gold off. I think they have to let this go. They'll go for the tower deny, then they'll try and back off. But Scandal, jumping in. Hani, stay here at your own risk. Stay here at your own risk. He gets the deny, but if he dies, it's not worth it, and he will be gripped. He'll take the meld strikes. Hani will fall. Also with Midas available to be used, that is not worth... I don't even think that's worth the tower deny. You instantly get another 100-some gold for the Midas usage, and on top of that, you're delaying a core item in the BKB. Although, to be fair, he could buy his Ochre Club as well as Mithril Hammer now. Nice epicenter, though, by J4. Might have been a late blink, but he made it work. He's only level 7 at 17 minutes. A bit under-leveled on the Sand King. So Power Rangers finally start to realize the potential of their lineup, getting the blink on the Sand King, the mech on the Wind Ranger, and using the Death Prophet ult to take a tower. They'll build the Yules on Cheshire Cat. Like I mentioned, one of the kind of core items on Death Prophet. You can go for other things, like potentially Rod of Atos. We see Bloodstone build occasionally, though I'm not a huge fan. Death Prophet doesn't have that many mana issues, especially not with Max Witchcraft. And she needs some utility, some sort of way to cancel TPs, something to remove like a Storm Silence in the mid-game, or to deal with, to protect a teammate when Centaur blinks in if you're quick. You can just Yules him instantly. But we'll hold that thought, because Fnatic are smoked. They're wrapping around from the back. They'll pull in Moon to start this off. FNG is tucked away in the trees. The Sand King finds 2 with the burrow. Nicely done by J4. The follow-up comes from the Overgrowth, though. Then the Witch Doctor ult. Denied by a sleep. Or a silence, rather, and then the chase is on. Still at full HP as the Death Prophet brings down one. Not a good time for Fnatic to be fighting. They'll lose Era here as well, potentially. One more right click. Barely zips out. He keeps on zipping, and they keep on chasing. Are they going to run him all the way down? In the meantime, the Centaur does kill off the Bane, but Era's out of mana. He's pretty much out of options. No, he's got a little bit in terms of stick charges. Will stick up and get away. 2 for 2 in the end, though. Nice job by Trixie finding that kill on the backside. And the thing is, they're fighting without Hani, who almost has his BKB now. Picks up the Mithril Hammer. He's getting close. Trixie comes in. He does see J4, and he'll find another kill here with the double edge. Even with the Shackle Shot, it's not enough. Oh, Trixie making the plays. Trixie is 5-1-1. He was 1v1 against the Death Prophet. His farm is pretty mediocre, but his impact has been enormous. And now they've got BKB on Hani. There is a lot of physical damage on PR. The Death Prophet ult's physical damage, Meld is physical damage, and all of TA in general is, so it's not that PR don't have the damage to bring him down, it's just do they have the lockdown to keep him in place so they can get off that damage. That's the big concern. If you jump on Shadow Fiend and he BKBs at the right moment, dodges a Burrow Strike, then they follow up with the Overgrowth Witch Doctor ult Centaur stun, you won't be right-clicking that Shadow Fiend. You'll be running or you'll be dead. So we'll see. It just comes down to the timing and execution for both teams for that next fight. But a slight lead for Power Rangers in terms of gold. A bigger lead, well, slightly bigger lead in terms of experience going the way of Fnatic. And we'll see a tier 1 fall bottom. So Fnatic get on the board there. They take their second tower of the game. And any towers Fnatic get are, well, they're easy because they don't have to deal with living armor. In comes the Zep, the pull on Moon. He's got the mech though, not an easy hero to bring down. Centaur went for the stomp, but actually stomped before blinking and gets caught by an Epicenter Trixie. Oh no, doesn't get off the combination. No Tail does go hard with the ultimate in this fight. Look at it go, look at it go. Finally it's canceled. The Requiem's unwound by Hani though. This will drive them back, I feel. Two-hero Burrow, maybe not. The Death Prophet ult's out damaging him. They're outlasting the Shadow Fiend. He was just a bit late to the fight. And with that whiff stomp from Trixie, the follow-up damage simply wasn't there. They get 2 in the end. They lose only the Bane. So a slight win for Power Rangers. And that was the Shadow Fiend's 10-second BKB. So call it a big win going the way of PR. The Centaur Stomp got canceled. I didn't see what did it, but I think his Blink Dagger got disabled and he just had already gone with the Stomp follow-up. So quite unfortunate for him. If he stomps, Blink stomps there, he catches at least 2 or 3, and I feel you have a completely different fight. That was a full duration Witch Doctor ultimate. They just needed a Stomp double edge on top of it. But they don't get it. And Power Rangers, well, they'll go back to farming here. Scandal, Midas, Yasha, so opting to skip the BKB. He may just go straight Manta, which will deal with any potential Orchid from the Storm. Although, I wonder if Era even goes Orchid at this point. We're already 22 minutes in. Yule Scepter can remove the silence from the Storm Orchid if he goes for one, and Manta can as well, so... Or BKB. So we may just see Era go straight into a Hex or even a Shiva's Guard. It would still be a nice item versus the Sand King, though. He's the main hero you want to lock down. Or even Bane. Here comes the Snoke from Fnatic. They're deep behind enemy lines. They might find the TA here. Jumping in is Trixie. Momentarily drops the Observer Ward. Trixie does get off the Meld Strike. He tries to Manta dodge the Centaur stun. Can't pull it off. Then the grip comes right as Era zips in. He gets caught by the Burrow Strike. He's still alive, but the Shackle finds 2. What a Shackle from Moon. The Witch Doctor ult. It's full duration, but to what end? No Tail just doesn't hit hard enough. J4 on the run. Maybe not. He burrows in again. Now they've isolated Trixie. The trap's here. Power Rangers just outfighting Fnatic. And the Storm in the end... Wait, did he hit? No, he died. Okay. He just respawned very quickly from the Bloodstone. Yeah, he had like, I think it was 8 or 9 charges before that fight, so... No, guys. He didn't buy back. He's just respawning quickly. But we'll see PR going to the Roche pit immediately. Did they meld Roche first? Yeah, they did. Okay, they got the -5 armor, and now the Roche is just exploding to this Death Prophet ultimate. Should get the Aegis as well. And 23 minutes in. Things looking pretty darn good here for Power Rangers. They are surprisingly durable in these team fights. And now with an Aegis at their disposal, Death Prophet's not really the best Aegis carrier because you only get your ultimate on 1 life. So much like Dragon Knight, or to a lesser extent Lone Druid, if you pop your ult and then you die, you come back without the ult. You can reserve it for after the Aegis pops, but not really ideal. And for Lone Druid, of course, when you respawn, you are in range bear form, so much squishier. So kind of the same idea. Nonetheless, denying the Aegis to Fnatic is the big thing. You do not want a Storm who's already got 9 Bloodstone charges, now down to 6 to pick that up. And this TA is getting big. Scandal getting close to a BKB. Fnatic do have a few answers for that. They have mainly Overgrowth and Witch Doctor ult. Good physical damage of its own. A lot of deceptive ultimates in this game. The Death Prophet ult, the Witch Doctor ult, often people assume they're magical because they're... Hey, it's an int hero, right? But no, both physical. So, plus armor will be very helpful this game for both teams. Nato doing a bit of dewarding in the river, but getting that bad RNG on one of the auto attacks. He's okay. Scandal will not go for that. Thinks about it, but it's a bit too far to dive. He is farming nicely, though. He's actually 45 CS down on Hani Shadow Fiend, and in terms of net worth, barely behind him, so it just goes back to the kill score. 2-0 and 2. Hasn't died yet. The Shadow Fiend had the 1 death, and on top of that, they are sitting with a 1 tower advantage. They're up a tower against a tree. That's pretty nice. PP out bottom. No-Tail barely whiffing there on the... Well, not whiffing, but just a bit late on the gank. And Power Rangers will apply their split pressure. They don't want to drop the Death Prophet ult yet, though I think they could. They can actually tower trade effectively. The reason is that Living Armor, as we've seen, does nothing against 5-man push and does even less against Death Prophet ult. And Fnatic don't push that fast. It's only Hani who can push, but he's gone for a very tanky build. Looks like he might be building a Manta or I have Scotty next. Manta, decent pushing item. Scotty, not so much, but it's not going to be as fast as a Death Prophet. No focus fire yet, or we would see that additional level of pressure on the tower. But Hani will try and trade. I imagine what we'll see from PR, take this tower, fight their way through the Living Armor once the glyph ends, and then go back and defend bottom. Bottom tower at about half health, but they won't lose it unless they want to go high ground. I guess they'll let Hani take it. In terms of Radiant Vision, they don't really see anyone, so for all they know, Hani's got 4 heroes behind him. But here comes the high ground attempt. The Power Rangers looking to give Fnatic the boot in game number 1 and send them packing. Cheshire Cat does have a Yule Scepter available, not going to pop it just yet. The cask will fly. They did lose their tier 2 bottom, but keep your eyes on top. That's where the real action's going to be, as Hani has returned home. No Yules just yet. Can use that Yules to set up a Shackle Shot potentially if your opponents aren't thinking clearly, but we'll see. For now, they smoke and they run. Well, they'll smoke gank their own mid lane. Just want to retreat out. Maybe expecting Fnatic to be wrapping around. In terms of gem, does Power Rangers have one yet? Oh, they just bought one. I was just going to say, I feel this team needs a gem to deal with the tree. And some big items continue to pile up for both teams. BKB out on Scandal, and Hani will actually go Lincoln Sphere. It does mean when he pops BKB, they have nothing on him. They can't grip him when he's got BKB activated. But my concern for Fnatic is damage. I feel they lack. They don't have it right now. PR have a very high damage support in Sand King, almost level 2 Epicenter. Death Prophet, who wrecks face right now, and then the TA for Scandal hits extremely hard. Much harder than a Shadow Fiend with just BKB Lincoln Sphere. So, Hani gearing up for more of like your 6-slotted Shadow Fiend, going Midas, going BKB Lincolns. Now we'll see the damage items. We'll probably see Butterfly, Satanic, maybe the classic Hani, I have Scotty mixed in there. But if it goes late enough, they have Storm Shadow Fiend, and their late game is quite solid. Oh, they found the Centaur. Just ran right into Trixie. He gets gripped right as he pops his ultimate. This is going to be an easy kill for PR. Shackle to follow up. They'll burrow as well if they need to. Well, not easy, but a kill nonetheless. Man, he's tanky. And the heart comes in for TA. Or not for TA, for Death Prophet. My brain is mush. Where's that coffee at? I'm just harassing K-pop toasters. I made coffee, but I foolishly did not put it in a cup before the cast. No, it's okay. It's okay, buddy. You don't have to get it. I just want to... He's getting my coffee, guys. My whining paid off. Yes! Lesson learned. Always whine more. Well, Fnatic will push the top lane in. 4 heroes grouped up. But the trade will come for PR. A tier 2 mint for a tier 1 top. I think it's okay for Fnatic, mainly because they don't want to fight against Aegis, but it is definitely a win for PR if they get it. Well, they'll leave the Death Prophet mid. She's going to pop her ultimate, but Cheshire Cat's got to be careful. If he sticks around, Storm can come in, pull him in. There's an Aegis. He's very tanky here. He'll Yules himself. The backup's already arrived. The cavalry's inbound from Scandal. Drops the trap, has a haster, and just goes to work on Hani. There's nothing to stop this except an overgrowth. There's a Manta to get out of it, which will pop instantly. Oh, Hani barely makes it out, but he's too low. He's got to go heal up at the well, and while he's busy healing up, they'll lose the tier 2. Nicely played by Scandal. Patiently awaits that overgrowth and then immediately Mantas out of it. Well, muscles the Shadow Fiend back, and PR cinching the noose a bit here. Leading by 5k gold, 4k experience. Fnatic hanging out and trying to defend. But they've already lost their second to last outer tower. And for a team with Death Prophet and TA, this is getting to be a scary late game timing. This TA is going to continue to get bigger. They broke the Lincoln Sphere. The Yule Scepter did it. No, it was something else. Then they follow up with the Shackle Shot. Now the Epicenter. Mass AoE destruction. And No Tail's on the run. Fly will be caught next. They might lose 2 or 3 for this. Can they buy back on the Shadow Fiend? They can. They're not doing it. The Storm not able to buy back. Trixie will fall. It's 4 dead. It's going to be 5. Fnatic get wrecked. And the Linked Sphere just didn't do it. I didn't see what broke it. It wasn't the Force Staff. It might have been like a Bane and Brain Sap or something. But once that Linked Sphere was down, there was immediate... Oh, you know what? It might have been Focus Fire. But yeah, as soon as Linked Sphere died, that was an instant shackle on 2, and fight's over, folks. J4 over the top at the epicenter. That's going to be a lane of Rex for PR. We've got a song to play at the rate this game is going. And Fnatic can't be feeling too comfortable in game number 1. It is a best of 3, and even if they lose this series, they'll still have the losers bracket. We've had 4 teams. Rox waiting in the losers bracket. Dog already in the winners bracket finals. But you drop down. You've got a long road to travel to make it here to Los Angeles. They'll work on the tower. Eye on the prize for PR. The tier 3 falling pretty fast. It will drop. And now onto the melee racks. And there's your GG. Fnatic knocked down. Not out of it yet, but on the back foot after game 1. PR take a convincing win. Great execution on the team fights. Fnatic just... They didn't have damage. That was really the big issue for them. They just didn't hit hard enough. PR tanked through everything, and just better execution in the team fights. Great shackle shots, multiple hero burrow strikes, and nice movement. I like that use of the Death Prophet ult mid, and then TA comes in, pops BKB, they're forced to blow Overgrowth, she mantas out of it. Everything played out very well there for PR, and in the end, leading 1-0 in the best of 3. Well, guys, you're watching the Summit Europe. This is only game 1. We have game 2 coming up soon, of course presented by us here at Beyond the Summit and by Twitch. We'll be back for that match soon. Can Fnatic bounce back, or will PR make it a clean 2-0 sweep? Well, Dog's waiting in the winners bracket, Rox in the losers. We'll see where these teams are going to end up after this. Stay tuned.